All right, y'all. So what's going on? What's cracking? What's stacking? It was funny because yesterday I was just talking about young men, the lack of fathers in their life. I was just talking about this yesterday on a live I did for 3 hours and 40 something minutes, and I talked about this very day. Well, today, about 6 hours or so ago, maybe a little bit more now, there's a rapper out of Chicago named King Von who was actually killed in Atlanta. Now, they're saying he was beefing with this other kid that was a rapper. I'm familiar with the other kid he was beefing with. I don't know if that's it and that's exactly what happened because it's still a pending investigation. So I'm not going to scream that young man's name as being the camp that's responsible because as far as I'm concerned, that's dry snitching. We don't do that. But I will say this. Regardless of what happened, I'm going to give you guys the details of what the police are saying. Now, the police are saying there was two groups of men and they were arguing with each other in the middle of the street in downtown Atlanta or in this Atlanta area. And for some reason or another, got out of control. It started out as a fist fight, and for what story tells, this kid King Von was beating the other side down. You know what I mean? Fairly. Somewhere along the way, one of these punks, you know what I'm saying, on the opposite side, decided that it was time to pull the gun. So one gun is pulled. Now, mind you, from what the story is said by the police, and as you hear it, they were actually police right there in front of them with the lights on, and they didn't care. Started shooting, and ultimately, two people die. One person is shot, which is King Von, in critical condition, and then subsequently, two other people are injured. One was hit by a fleeing car, and then another one I'm not too sure of. I believe it was one of the police officers. Either way it goes, this is the repercussions of two things. The current state of hip hop and the way it sounds sonically and the emotions it invokes. And the next one would be, well, these boys that ain't never been raised by no men to fight with their hands. Now, I don't think that was the case for King Von. Because King Von's, seemingly from all the stories I've been told, that's the one thing that's unique and fits here. That he was fighting with his hands. But even more so than that, I'm not going to sit here and just preach to y'all whatever, but I want to tell the young boys something. See, out here fighting with anybody and everybody can end up any old type of way. And I don't know if you motherfuckers that don't enjoy life or what it is. I really don't care. It's your business to be kind of honest with you. Because at this point, I'm tired of preaching and keeping and preaching and keeping and preaching and keeping for what? For what reason? There ain't no reason really to do so anymore. Only thing I do want to say is this. R.I.P. King Von, because everybody's been saying right now that you have passed, and I've got confirmation enough to believe the same that you have passed. And it's unfortunate this young man passed because he was just at the beginning of his career. Just like so many other young rappers that have come forth and died in these past 10 years. XXXTentacion, the list goes on, of how many. Mac Miller, and whether it's a drug overdose or violence, these young men are dying over and over and over and over again. And at some point or another, well, you would think for a minute, at some time you would get tired of that shit, You would really get tired of seeing it. You would want to change the momentum, but you're not seeing that. What you're seeing instead is you're seeing a lot of cases, the mothers or the fathers of these same kids encouraging the behavior, encouraging them to be gangsters, encouraging them to have no authority, encouraging them not to have any motherfucking sense of motherfucking self whatsoever. And more importantly enough, innately enough, all those sneakers and clothes and all that shit you buying these kids and cell phones and all that, but what you're teaching them to do is be followers. There's no individuality. Because, see, a leader would have said, all right, y'all, he didn't had enough. Let's get the fuck up on out of here. A leader would have been able to say, you know what, that's all right, we'll catch him next time. A leader would have been able to say, you know what, this ain't the right time for this right now, whatever, we'll catch it on the rebound. That's what a leader would have did. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I think King Von was a leader. And you know why I said that? Because he could have went directly to his gun, and instead he went directly to his fist instead. Two, he has an upcoming artist that had a lot of potential, like a lot of those kids out of Chicago. And I wish half the things that were going on in Chicago weren't. But those go all the way back to Man Daly. They go back to a lot of different things that come out of the 50s and 60s and 70s that made Chicago the way it is now, as well as many other major cities that have urban populations that are white, black, and Spanish now in 2020. And what you see across the country right now, and the violence is spiraling, even in cities like mine, New York City. See, we have this music that is pushing the narrative in a certain genre, and I'm gonna say specifically the trap genre and the drill genre, because, you know, as much as they don't want to admit it, Atlanta, you took that sound from motherfucking Chicago. You borrowed that sound from Chicago. A lot of y'all down there did. Migos, a couple other ones y'all did. And if you say anything different, you're lying. You're lying. You're bold out lying. Those kids in Chicago that had that drill movement, shout out to Katie Got Bands, Sasha Go Hard. I like some of the female drillers too, you know. You know, there's a lot of them out there. I don't give a fuck what they say. Shout out to Lil Reese. It's still just us, nigga. You know? Tired of this shit, man. And I'm so much to be the one to complain because I helped bring this shit to where it is by the promotion of the albums I did. Each year that we promoted one of them albums of Bad Boy Entertainment, we have laced to introducing another chapter within this whole diagram of motherfucking gangster hip hop and where it's led us to. You see where it's led us to? Now the grandkids is doing it. The grandkids is doing what the parents used to do. And they're doing it worse. I want to say R.I.P. to King Von. Blessings to your family. I'm sorry, young man, that you had to see your untimely death this way it was. I wish it would have been otherwise. I truly do. Because who knows what you would have became. But more importantly, I just want to say this. King Von, and to your family, make sure this doesn't happen again. And to the assailant that killed King Von, you just threw your whole life away for nothing, kid. For a simple street fight. I'm out, guys.